Hey everyone, welcome back to another weekly reaction to UnOrdinary episode 138. I believe it's 138. Yes, 138. Last week we left off, it was Blake and Arlo talking a talk. It was really cool. It was really cool to see them interact with each other. And we left off with Cecile gaining abilities for Nepsinol for John. So, before we get into the chapter, we're going to read the chapter, don't worry, we're going to react to the chapter. But before I read the chapter, I haven't even seen the thumbnail yet, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I have an idea of what John's going to do. And I also have some other things I want to bring up as well. First things first. Arlo. Last week, he was talking about how Ray's view of the hierarchy, like not wanting the hierarchy, didn't work because weaker students thought that they could stand up to the stronger students, and stronger students just had a lot of pent-up anger in them because of Ray, and as soon as he was gone, they started wailing on the weaker students. And Arlo was able to fix that. But I somewhat disagree because it's still happening. There's still a lot of troublesome students. We saw it when Zeke was, Arlo saw it when Zeke was wailing on Seraphina after she lost her ability. And he even said, like, to the whole group that was watching over them, "Is this the shit that you do when I'm not looking?" And when Evie brought up that Tanner, Wenky, and that group, that they, like, pick on the lower tiers, Arlo had no idea, and neither did Elaine. So there's still some disconnect. Like, the hierarchy is not fixed, Arlo. That's just that. Next is, I have an idea of what John is going to do. Nepsinol, or John as Nepsinol, I should say. This is just something I thought of. Like, I think it would be cool, and I think it could be one of these two things that's going to happen. So Cecile was gaining abilities for John last episode at the end. And what I think he's going to do is, I think he's going to either take on the top 10 one by one and take them all down. And I even posted on Twitter. I want to know more about Holden. I don't really care about Holden that much, but we know that he's a friend of Arlo's. He's a legitimate friend of Arlo. Arlo doesn't want to hang out with Elaine. He only calls her when he needs updates on situations, but he hangs out with Holden. We've seen them hang out before. We know that his ability level is 4.0. He's a flat 4. He's the school's 10th strongest student. We don't know his ability, though, and I really want to see, and like I said in my Twitter post, I really want to see what Holden's ability is, and I want to see John use it much better than he does. So, of the top 10, there is Sarah, who was number 1. Then there's number 2, which a lot of people believe it's John. I myself am in that category, but I certainly wouldn't mind if there was another student stronger than Arlo who's just in hiding. Then Arlo, which John has already beaten. Remy, Cecile, who is working under John now, Blake, Ison, and then number 8 and number 9, who we don't know for certain who they are. We know that one of them is Zeke, because Zeke was a 4.2. He was stronger than Holden. But was he either number 8 or number 9? That's what I want to know. And I'll get into who I think the last person is, but that's just for a second. So, of that, whoever's left, John has Holden, number 8 or 9, Blake, Remy, and Cecile. He probably, in order for Cecile to save face, maybe they'll stage a fight. They might stage a fight. That way, like, it doesn't look suspicious of Cecile. But since she's going to be working under John, it might not matter in the end. One of my subscribers also pointed out that they believed Cecile was working for Arlo, like she was trying to get back into his good graces. It could happen. It could definitely happen. Cecile's not very trusting. Seraphina has told John that, or Cecile's not very trustworthy. Seraphina told John that. But like John said, she knows he can beat Arlo. She knows she shouldn't cross him. She is scared of John. But he has about 5 students left that he has to beat, other than Seraphina. And then who I think number 9 or 8 is. This is going to come out of left field. This isn't going to make any sense whatsoever to some of you, I already know. But I love this character. I've said I wanted to know more about them time and time again. And I've gotten some pieces. It's a stretch. I'll admit it. It's a stretch. I will directly admit it. But Queen Evie. I think Evie is the last student of the top 10, and here's why. So, she's a 3rd year. We saw that when Sarah found out that she wasn't, well, we can safely assume that she's a 3rd year because she's in the same she's in the same year as Seraphina, John, Blythe. She's most likely a 3rd year. And the rest of the top 10s are. We haven't gotten exact confirmation on Zeke's grade, I don't think, but we do know that the only 4th years are Arlo, Cecile, and Holden. And then we also know that students at Wellston don't... All right, let's stick with the 3rd year, I think, for a bit. Last chapter, when we got the flashback with Arlo, Blythe, and Ison, like when they were 1st years and Arlo was a 2nd year, they had a big ability level jump. Like Blythe and Ison, I think they were both in the 3s. They were both evenly matched in ability level. And so, let's see. Let me try pull it up real quick. Yeah, they were both a 3.6. And then Blythe became, I believe, a 4.5. 4.5? Yeah, 4.5, and Ison became a 4.4. And then Arlo's ability level was a 4.8. And now, in his 4th year, he's a 6.3. Clearly a big increase. So we know that ability levels can jump a few, typically, or not typically, but they can jump a few ranks. Actually, no. No, Blythe and Ison were still considered elite tiers when they were freshmen, but still a big jump. Still a big jump. That's not the point. Still a big jump. So we know that in the span of a few years, an ability level and ability mastery, like Uru said, like it can change. Secondly, students at Wellston, they don't know everyone's power level, and they will certainly talk down to someone who they think is weaker than them. Perfect example of this is Ventus and Maylee. Arlo told them, hey, go pick on that guy, and they're like, skull cripple, sure, whatever. And then when Arlo brought them for the fight, Ventus especially was like, you are a peasant and you need to act like it. And then when they realized how strong John was, Ventus was begging. Like, he was begging John, like, hey, I'm sorry, like, I messed up, you're stronger than me, like you're the better man, like, hey, come on, like, just let me go, like, you can do whatever you want to me later, but just, like, let me go now so I can help Maylee. They're scared of who they don't, they're scared once I'm rambling. They won't show fear until they know that the other person is stronger. Lastly, this is my biggest piece, and this is actually the other two are very high stretches, but this is why I think Evie is very strong. She has stated that she's not confident in her ability. She hasn't necessarily called herself weak. She does refer to herself kind of like how John did when we first started the series. He refers to himself as a cripple because he wants people to think he's powerless. And she told dang it, trying to think, I should have made better notes for this. She said that Elena's group picks on weaker kids. She said that they pick on weaker students, not... She didn't rope herself into that. She did say after that line, this is when she was talking to Arlo about the situation with the lower tiers and the mid tiers. She did say that they force us to complete assignments for them. So she did kind of rope herself in with that, in that line, but she has always described herself as weak. Or no, she has always described herself as nervous. She's not confident. When she was talking to Serafina about her, she said, even with my ability, I'd never be brave enough to stand up to Howard. She said she's a nervous wreck. She thinks without her, even with her ability helping her, she wouldn't be able to fight back. So that's my piece right there. I think Evie is an elite tier. I think she is either number 8 or number 9, depending on, because Zeke was a 4.2, which is a 2-point difference from Ison, also a 2-point difference from Holden. That's my piece there. So that's that. Arlo's ability, Arlo's current structure of the hierarchy still isn't working. John is going to take down either the top 10 or the Royals themselves. I don't think I brought up the Royals. Either John's going to take down the top 10 or he's just going to go for the Royals straight. We saw it. Blake was like, when they came back from like that day, like taking Abel to the infirmary, Blake was telling John like, hey man, don't worry, like this masked guy who's rocking around terrorizing the school, I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to take him down. And John was just like, I'm not worried. Not worried one bit. And of course, unfortunately, he's going to have to fight Remy sometime. And I'm actually going to be really sad. I like that trio. I like... trying to do this with my camera. It's really weird. I like this trio. I like them a lot. You guys saw me when I saw John beat up Ison. I was sad. Like it was. I like Ison. I like Blake, and I like Remy too. So I'm gonna be sad when he has to take them down, because maybe he will hold back. Like maybe he won't go completely overboard like he did with Ison and the others, because John doesn't necessarily have a reason to hate Remy or Blake. He's mad at Blake because when they first had like a legit conversation with each other, Blake shot a beam at his face. Like, he was pissed because John slapped Remy, and even when John slapped Remy, like, he was like, I'm sorry, like, that was a mistake. And he even told, like, Blake, like, I thought she was a different person. So John doesn't necessarily have anything against Remy. So maybe he'll just take her down and that'll be it. Blake, he might go a little harder on, but Serafina told him, I trust Blake. Like, Blake's a good person. He just, if you piss him off, he'll do something about it. And John has seen Blake step in for him and Serafina before. When Krail and Skrev, I think, the guys with strong punch and strong kick, when they were like beating up on them, like Blake was like, you guys need to calm your shit. So, yeah. So it's going to be sad. And then, of course, he's going to dethrone Arlo, and I'm fairly positive that's going to be in front of the whole school. Anyway, those are the 3 things. Arlo's structure doesn't work. John's either going to take down the top 10 or the Royals of Wellston. Evie is number 8 or number 9. She's in the top 10. That's a stretch, I know. But, God, we're 14 minutes into this. So, let's just jump right in to UnOrdinary episode 138. Purchasing it right now. Oh, God. I haven't bought it yet. Like, and a lot of people have been asking me to put footage of the chapters in the video. I'm not going to be doing that, guys, because Uru has told me specifically not to do so. She has kindly enough given me permission to at least react to the Fast Pass chapters as they come out and post them, but I will not be putting footage of these chapters because they are not officially released yet. I'm sorry, but I can't, guys. Anyway, the thumbnail for this chapter is Blake worn out. So it looks like John is taking on the top 10. No, the Royals first. It really stinks, though, because I was kind of hoping that John would fight Holden. And it'd be really cool. Like, Holden probably will step in when John fights Arlo again. Like, Holden will probably be like, that's my bro, like, step off. And then John's just going to be like, get out of here, kid. Boom. Decks him, and Holden's out. But the thumbnail is Blyke worn out. So, let's jump right in. It's Wellston, and it looks to be the same location that John fought Zeke at. And it's just Blyke by himself. And he's just walking. And Nipsinol has appeared. Blyke looks behind him and sees it. ... It's you. UnOrdinary episode 138. And then we have some students walking. And they look out the window. It's just gray students. It's probably students we've seen before, but they're gray, so they're not important. And one looks out the window. Hey, look! What? Wait, isn't that Blyke and the Masked Student? If you guys hear ringing, that's my guitar, which is right next to me, and it's probably picking up on the echoing of my voice. Sorry about that, if that's annoying. You want to challenge me? Fine, I'll take you on. I've got a bone to pick with you after all. You hurt Ison, and you've been causing a lot of ruckus around school. Abel wasn't exaggerating. This guy's got no distinguishing characteristics. As soon as I got serious, he somehow mirrored my ability. Oh my god, I didn't even put this together. We're finally going to get black energy beams. Hopefully. I hope that John copies Ison's ability as well. I'm also interested to see what ability he copied last time. Someone asked what the student that Cecile got looked like. I would describe him as kind of looking a bit like Adrian, John's old friend from New Boston, with peach hair, like peach-colored hair. He wasn't blonde, his hair was kind of on the orangish side. And all he was doing was like punching in the air. I'm interested to see what abilities John has gotten. Copies abilities, huh? Then let's see how you do when you don't have anything to copy. You're a damn fool, Blyke. Oh, Blyke, you moron. Blyke's gonna try and go in just bare bones fist fight, I guess. John has formal training, I guess, because his dad taught him how to fight, and we've seen John. Like, he can throw hands when there's no abilities. He freaking threw Gavin out of the window in the school. I'm gonna turn my light on real quick. That didn't work because I need to flip the switch. Turn off my fan. Anyway, Blyke's going in with no ability. I love you, Blyke, but you're a damn fool. Because John has abilities. Like, he's mirrored a couple. Then let's see how you do when you don't have anything to copy. And he just rushes at Blyke. And this is kind of like the first time we've seen Blyke fight, too. Like, seriously. We saw him we saw him snipe Vulcan during the X-ray arc, or the second X-ray fight. We saw him chase after the the ability gauger at the mall. But I'm pretty sure the last time we saw like an actual fight from Blyke was when he fought Go during the turf war. So, yeah. And then Nepsinol's just going for a punch. And then, oh shit! So he's just going for the punch. Blyke does the parry. Like the parry that John's been teaching Serafina, he does it. And then And then he's going to go for the mask. What's under that mask? And then he blocks it. What the? He grabs Blake's arm. He can fight too? Yes, he can fight. He's John freaking Doe, dude. He can fight too. And then blocks him, pulls him aside, and knees him. Boom. And Blake slides back. And then he's just thinking to himself again. He's holding his stomach, his side. Normally, people can't hit this hard. Looks like he got his hand on a strength ability beforehand. Should have known better. Hey, what's going on? More students from the window. Blake's getting his ass handed to him. Why not just blast him? Who knows what he's thinking? What do you want from me? And John just goes for a punch straight to his face. And Blake just ducks under and like dodges it. And then he goes for a punch, lands it like right in the mid torso, it looks like. Eat this, asshole! And then goes for a punch to the face, misses, like John dodges it, Nepsinol dodges it, and grabs his arm again. What? Swings. Don't do it. Don't. Grabs his arm. Swings him around, gets him on the floor, has him like this. Blake's arm is about to get broken. He's going to do the same thing he did to Tanner. And then his arm is locked down, and Blake's just on the floor. This is bad. I have to do something before he snaps my arm in half. Oh. I didn't think about that. Should have thought about that. So, Blake's hand is like this, right next to him. And so he fires a laser. And I'm pretty sure he just scraped the mask a bit. So probably not, because looks like the mask is still intact. Nepsinol was able to dodge it in time. He shoots his laser and gets back. And now that's another ability to add to the pile. And then Blake just slides back. Oh, that's it. He's got a hold of my ability now. Fuck it then. No point in holding back anymore. And he does his classic dual beams, like just tosses two straight at him. And then he charges up the Kamehameha blast. Oh my god, that's freaking cool. So, he shoots the two beams, goes for the charge blast. These black lasers look freaking sick, man. So, he does Blake's classic move, or his evasive move, where he points the lasers into the ground and gets speed based off of that. Dodges the first shot, zigzags, dodges the second shot, and then just blasts himself forward. And then it's basically his fight with Go. Like when Go charged into Blake, and then Blake was just like, let's see it dodge this. Actually, no, Go didn't do that. Blake snuck up on him. So, either way, Nepsinol, John, is charging straight at him, and he's charging up, and Blake just full blast Kamehamehas it. And it's pretty big. It's pretty hefty. It's a pretty hefty blast. And there's a little bit of space. And the students are going, yeah, that's more like it, Blake. Show him how it's done. And then, it's getting right up close. And then he slides under it. Continues to prepare himself forward. Slides under Blake. Slides behind Blake, I should say. And he's right behind him. Holy fuck, that's cool. That is really cool. So Blake's just caught off guard because enemy just slid right past him. All 10 fingers. Energy beams on all 10 fingers. What the? Oh god, that's bad. That's bad. So like I just said, condensed energy beams in all of his fingers. Fingers and thumbs. Thumb's not a finger. Shoots all 10 straight at Blake. All of them pierce right through Blake. How did he... Oh my god. Last episode, when Arlo and Blake were talking, Blake was worried because his fighting style is bland. He was worried because my ability is not as good as yours. Like, it's not as versatile as yours, Remy, and even Ison can do so much more. This whole time, we've only seen Blake go for his full hands. We've never seen him try to use just the fingers. No, he might have done that when he shot at John the first time. But I don't think he did, actually. I'm pretty sure he just went... So maybe Blake will take this and learn from it. Like, I can do so much more of my ability. And this is actually... This is what I like about John's ability. Because he shows us different ways to use the ability. Like, I'm sure if John just got one ability, he would be like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I'm pretty sure John just does not have to just copy multiple abilities in order to, like, find more ways to use them. Maybe this is another ability. Like, maybe someone had, like, finger gun or whatever, like, you know, pew, 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 or, like, can shoot things from each of their fingers. Maybe this is that. But I'm fairly certain that this is just him using energy beam. And Blake's... Anyway, let's get back to it. And Blake's just like, how did he... And he sneaks up past Blake again. Bam! Elbows Blake in the jaw. And he looks back, and Blake's getting up. And he turns back around, and he has his fist ready. And he punches Blake straight in the back. Gah! And Blake is just on the floor, and the masked student walks away. And then all the other students, what the hell just happened? Who is this guy? UnOrdinary, episode 138. End. Leaves off with a shot of Blake on the floor and Nepsinol running away. This is a really good fight. Really good choreography for this fight. It was cool to see John fighting like Blake, and it was cool to see Blake in action again, even if he did kind of get his ass handed to him. But can't blame him. John's a god tier. He's stronger than Arlo. Reading this chapter, yes, Blake's style is pretty bland. It does get results. He is very strong, but his fighting style is bland. He does have a lot to learn. And I think what's Blake going to say to John? What's John going to say to Blake? Because the last time we saw these two interact, Blake was like, I'm going to take down the masked student. Don't worry. And John was just like, I'm not worried. Because John knows, like, I can beat the shit out of you. But I wonder if Blake's just going to be like, John, like, I'm sorry, I failed. Like, I couldn't do anything against him. And I even wonder if John's going to show, like, even a shred of concern for Blake. Like, it'd be very, like, two-faced. Like, we know that John's a bit two-faced, I'll admit it. But, like, Sarah might find it suspicious, very suspicious, if John is just like, oh, that sucks for Blake. Like, oh, well, like, let's just move on with our day. She'll probably find that very suspicious. But Blake certainly can do a lot more with his ability. And who knows? Maybe him and John will, well, probably not anymore. They probably won't be friends once Blake finds out that John is the masked student. Black will probably be like, what the f is your problem? But this is a good chapter. It stinks that Blyke was taken down by John and just left there. Also, we didn't see Cecile this chapter, which I'm very surprised with. I thought she would like be around like at some point. Like I thought at the end, like maybe they'll meet up and she'll be like 1 down, 2 more to go. But who knows? Right now we know that John at least has 2 abilities. He has whatever that student's was and Blyke's. Could have more, because Cecile definitely kind of made it imply that she got him multiple abilities, not just the one. But next chapter, I'm thinking if we don't check up on Blyke, it's going to be Remy. And I think that's going to be the hardest one to read. Because Remy is still very adorable. Not as adorable as Queen Evie. We're gonna do this, but she's still adorable. Anyway, that'll be it for the reaction. One thing I wanted to ask you guys real quick, those of you who stay till the end of the video, thank you. I know I do long videos. I apologize for that. That's probably not going to change. But what do you guys think about me reacting to other series? I don't read a lot of webtoons. UnOrdinary is kind of the only one I do. But I was thinking, like, I do the My Hero Academia reactions each week. And yesterday was the One Punch Man Season 2 premiere. I saw the episode. I thought it was really fantastic. I don't know if I would necessarily do reacts to anime episodes, but I certainly would do like discussion videos. What do you guys think about that? Do you want to see me talk about some other series? Do you want to see me like do more reaction videos? Like, let me know. I wanna see what you guys have to say. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this week. I will see you guys in the next few days for My Hero Academia. But for now, the Jack has fallen. Only the Queen and the King remain. Anyway, see you guys next week for another reaction to UnOrdinary Fast Pass. Uru. Fantastic chapter. I'm kind of sad with the outcome. I'm kind of sad that Blyke got his ass kicked, but a fantastic chapter. See you guys next week.